Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Fruit of Grisaia. So, I wonder if we're actually going to get anywhere with the rest of the characters. I think we've met them all at this point now. Yeah, I think so. I feel like I'm missing somebody, but I don't think so at the same time. Yeah, I think we're good. Anyway. The interval between classes or recess is fundamentally a time for lazing around. Oh, I can't use the... Given a half-assed 10-minute break, most people won't be able to put it to any real use. I can't read today. I myself imagined a school life along those relaxed lines and was looking forward to spending some aimless time right around now. But... What, again? She's still trying to get us with this box knife. That slight, pitiful hope was shattered all too quickly. And of course, I'm not going to break a sweat from any attack of Yumiko's, but being slashed at with a blade isn't the kind of pleasant breather I had in mind. I guess she hadn't thought it particularly well-timed. She had thought it a particularly timed attack. Judging from the shocked gaze she's directing at me as she catches her breath. Of course, given that conspicuous clicking sound and her plainly audible footsteps, she might as well be screaming, "Here I come!" But time moves at half speed in my immediate vicinity. Giving a straight answer would be a pain, so I pull something out of my ass. I have the ability to control time, Yumiko. You cannot control that. Yeah, I'm just screwing with you. Oh, sure. Maybe it's just me, but I think trying to stab your classmate is somewhat worse. So, is this like an intimidation tactic? What are you doing here with this? This woman's copy of the criminal code seems to be missing the page of attempted murder. Yeah, I'd say so. But judging from the way she momentarily bought my nonsense, she's unexpectedly airheaded. Maybe a bit naive would be the nicer way to put it. It's pretty hard not to forget it when there's very few people in this school. There's only 6 of us here. It would be harder to forget. Still glaring in my direction, Yumiko retracts the blade of her box cutter. And, snorting in displeasure, leaves with a flutter of her skirt. Good old Yumiko. Oh, hi, Amane. When I return to the classroom, Amane strikes up a conversation. I guess the story of the knife assault in question has already spread around the classroom, as my problem with Yumiko seems to be common knowledge. It's not like she's doing me any harm, but I can't say I'm enjoying this. In our first encounter, I approached the stubbornly silent Yumiko in a physical sense. The outcome was her initial act of rejection. In part, that might have been the result of my heightened wariness. Sachi's heavy-handed foreshadowing put me on guard, and I have a tendency not to trust someone I'm meeting for the first time. At that time, while I certainly felt animosity from her, it wasn't so intense as to discourage me from approaching. However, from our second encounter on, Yumiko barred open hostility towards me. What's worse, apparently having to come to the conclusion that she wasn't a match for me barehanded, she's been swinging around a box cutter of all things. 'Cause you know, who brings a knife to a fistfight? According to Amane, it seemed that Yumiko has something of a habit of brandishing retractable knives at people. Of course, her goal is usually more intimidation than anything else, but speaking as the target this time, I can sense there's a part of her that's seriously trying to stab me. It's not the best feeling in the world. I think because various reasons, probably. She's gotten to know you all. Maybe. I'd really prefer to avoid that kind of recognition.
いきなり接近しようとするからよ。近寄ってわからなかった？あの子の周りに強烈に張られたバリア。
Didn't notice.
ユージ君って強そうに見えるけど、鈍感さは命取りになりそうね。
It's gonna be hard for them to get us, though. I'm pretty perceptive when my life's in danger, but I don't really feel that level of threat from Yumiko.
ユージ君って普通の恋愛とかがちゃんとできるの
？Oof. Freaking got me. My master did say I was exceptionally unskilled in that department.
師匠？
At any rate, I want to do something about Yumiko's aggressive rejection of me. For that purpose, I'll need to talk to someone familiar with her circumstances.
はいはい、ホームルームを始めるわよ。
Why does that have to be so loud? Are they trying to make the students at the school deaf? Holy! With the attendance book in her hand, as usual, our carefree principal appears. I guess Chizuru is the only one I can ask. In conclusion, Yumiko seems to hate me with a passion.
榊さんがどうかはともかく、あなたが嫌われる理由はよくわかるわ。
Oh. Oh, let's hear it.
ほうじゃないわよ。
You're
事情を
so...
知っていて暇そうなのは学園長ぐらいしかいないと思ったから聞きに来たって。わざわざ宣言して部屋に入ってくるとか何考えてるのよ。
I only said what I was thinking. Was I wrong?
違うわよ。一応。
Got it. In deference to your feelings, no matter how much I think you're lazing around, I'll keep it quietly buried in my heart from now on. Good enough?
そんなこと言われたら疑心暗鬼になるだけでしょ。
She's not wrong. She's not wrong. But it's the way our character's been basically raised up on. What do you want from me? Spare me the vague complaints. What's your pleasure?
だから嫌われるのよ。
Do you have an idea?
なんでも。で、質問の答えだけど。
The principal, cup in hand, lowers herself from the sofa I'm reclining on.
榊さんはこの学園の創設以来の学生なの。
Oh, okay. This place just opened recently, right?
ほぼね。一応学園の設立は今から1年前ぐらいだから。彼女はその時からここにいるのよ。
I see. What does that have to do with her rejecting me? Before responding to my question, she takes a sip of coffee from the cup in her hand.
自分のテリトリーに入ってくるのが怖いんでしょ。
Oh, yeah, that goes for everybody. Frightening?
そう。これまでは自分の認識できるものしかここには来なかったのに、いきなり異性の、それも得体の知れない人間が自分の近くに入り込んできた。
Principal Tatsubana takes a pen in her empty hand and jabs it toward me to emphasize her point.
なので排除しようとしたってことじゃないかしら。
Hazing, is it? A bit of bullying comes with being a fresh recruit, but I didn't expect the same here.
いじめにしてはいじめられる側が強力すぎるけどね。
Apparently unconvinced by the idea of Sakaki stealing my lunch money. What? Principal Tatsubana hides a snort of laughter behind her hand. Although it's certainly amusing considering the balance of our physical strength, I don't see how I can manage a decent student life at this rate. I'm honored to have provided a moment of amusement for our perpetually overworked principal, but I came here hoping to have a path toward overcoming this challenge illuminated by your educational guidance.
あなた、実は私をいじめる目的でここに来たんでしょ。
I mean... cranky from beginning to end. Ultimately, the principal didn't provide me with any useful advice. This is what a school is like, so figure it out for yourself. A normal school life means a few problems like this. She's right. I do have to admit, she managed to dodge the issue reasonably well with that last line. In any case, since she didn't have any clear answer for me, I'm left with no choice but to do as she says and try to work on this over time. It's not really my style to go with the flow like this, but if that's the proposal of my educational guide, there's no helping it. She's still trying. It's funny because of our background and she's not being able to land a hit. Yeah, and we're the drill instructor. Yeah, because everyone's like, yeah, she's never gonna hit him. She's trying so hard. The result of going with the flow, Yumiko's attacks have been continuing without any particular change to date. What do you mean it's my fault for playing along? Look, can you just quit it already? Stagger. Uh-oh. Everyone's thrown off by my sudden sidestep. Yumiko staggers forward unsteadily. She tries desperately to regain her balance, resulting in a ridiculous pose in strong contrast with her usually haughty demeanor. Michiru. Michiru lets out an involuntary giggle at the spectacle. She's instantly pierced by Yumiko's furious gaze, or glare. What a wimp. Makina, please. Ignoring Michiru as she cowers behind her desk, Yumiko storms out of the classroom in a towering rage. Chiru. Oh boy. Makina, please. That'll be fun. I don't know how to feel about you saying that with that face right now. Yeah, exactly, for who? Scenes like this were very familiar by now, with the exception of Michiru. Everyone seems perfectly calm. Even if this little routine doesn't bother them, as a directly concerned party, it's problematic. Hey, Amane. In response to my call, she points to herself with her index finger, silently asking me. When I nod, she approaches in her usual pointlessly sexy way. Whoops. Not sure how to feel about your lines there, Amane. Would you want that sort of sex worker style treatment? I don't know. I still don't know how to feel about this, Amane. I'll be sure to keep that offer in mind, but that's not what I need today. Huh? Wow, she got bored quick. You've known her, Yumiko, for a long time, right? Any ideas about the reason she's rejected me this intensely? Fair enough. I see. She does make herself kind of hard to approach when she tries to stab somebody. Certainly, Yumiko hardly seems the type to open up and reveal herself to someone just because they've known each other for a while. I guess I'll have to find a solution myself after all. Thanks anyway. Let me know if anything comes to mind. With those words, I moved to exit the classroom. Yumiko's rejection continues to take this form. I'll have no choice but to ask the principal's advice again. At the moment I open the door and prepare to leave... I stop at the sound of Amane's voice.
Yuji-kun ってさ、よそから来た人じゃん？そういうとこ、あの子は異物感があって嫌なのかもね。
That's the same thing that the principal said. I just basically read that line. She's saying the same things as the principal, huh? Does it feel that way to you as well, Amane?
私はそんなことないわよ。ユージ君を全力で支援しちゃうから。
It's a little hard to take that seriously given the flow of this conversation.
ユージ君のこと、仲間だって思ったら戦いも終わるかもね。
That might do it, but how? I return to the dorm and wander the hallways without any particular objective. I'm like starting to slowly piece all the stuff I watched on the anime to this visual novel and be like, okay, I can see how like how it directly translated, especially the whole knife flailing thing that she was doing earlier. Prior to shutting myself up alone in my room, it's easier to gather my thoughts. One of the group, huh? I recall Amane's parting words. It's easy for her to say, but actually getting that island of human being to recognize me as a friend seems next to impossible. First of all, we're not even on speaking terms yet. Oh, this late already? The sun is sinking below the window frame, casting shadows along the hall. About time for me to return to my dorm, or my room. Guess I'll try talking to her tomorrow. I scratch my head as I turn toward my bedroom. The sound of my slippers echoes roughly in the hall. Yumiko might have her own set of internal rules, since she hasn't tried to attack me even once while inside the dorm. It's not that I was particularly off guard as a result of that assumption. Rather, it was probably because it happened at this particular time of day. Or so I would reflect to myself later. RIP. Evening, a hallway in the dormitory lit by the setting sun. At the flash of a thrusting light, I react instinctively and grab her arm firmly. With her arm captured, Yumiko's face stiffens. The box cutter, blade still extended, rattles around at her feet, turning in circles around the handle. Trying for the element of surprise? Yumiko's expression changes from shock to fear. That's what tips me off that I'm not wearing my peaceful face. Sorry, it was sudden, so I couldn't hold back. I didn't want to frighten her. I thought I could play the normal student. I wanted to convince myself that I could. Look, Yumiko. Still gripping her arm, I look into her eyes and speak. I'm not your enemy. Yumiko's expression betrays uncertainty for just a moment, but just as quickly it settles back into her customary mask. But it does look like you're convinced of that yet. It doesn't look like you're convinced of that yet. So let me say one thing. Releasing her arm, I pick up the box cutter lying in front of her feet. Carefully retracting the blade, I hold it out to Yumiko. I wouldn't cause you harm. I won't... Ugh. I cannot read today. I won't cause you harm, and I won't pry into your business either. That's a promise. So stop this. It's pointless. Observe me and reach your own conclusions. If I'm lying, you can always try stabbing me again. Stumbling, Yumiko retreats a single step. That is definitely a face of uncertainty. Bye. Turning around, I return to my room. Normally, Yumiko would seize such a chance to attack, but something's different now. Her elongated shadow is still, and the hallway is silent except for the small sound of her breathing. Do we actually convince her? Or maybe it was just something she wasn't expecting. She's still trying to process it. I guess that happens. After that day, Yumiko's attack came to an abrupt halt. The scenes of sudden violence disappeared from our classrooms and hallways. Although Amane barraged me with questions about the abrupt change, it wasn't really something I could talk about. I vaguely deflected her interest. If I can use this as an opportunity to slightly improve my relationship with Sakaki, it's very welcome from that perspective of my normal campus life. Yo. As usual, to call Yumiko's behavior when we come across each other curt would be an understatement. But at the very least, judging from the clearly different way she's looking at me, her observation period seems to be ongoing.
あなたに質問があるんだけど。
Unless it's about my weaknesses, I'll answer.
それを聞こうと思っていたのに。
Well, that's a shame. Come up with something else. She occasionally talks to me like this, but instead of friendly chats about our lunch plans, we investigate inquiries and careful negotiations. Oh, investigative and oh, shoot. Dang it. Even so, I suppose it's a considerable improvement over outright bloodshed.
いつか絶対に弱点を握ってやる。
I'm sure you will. Is that your idea of social interaction between classmates?
まだそうと認めたわけじゃない。
Right then. I put my hands in an exaggerated American-style shrug. American-style shrug. Let me doing the shrug. Well, good luck to you, Yumiko. I think it's time I leave. I think it's time to leave before she starts probing any further.
あのね、あなた。いい加減名前で気安く呼ぶのやめてくれない？
Seems like she's hung up on that point. After those events, I've been intentionally addressing Yumiko by her first name. The family name would be actually more appropriate here, but I've got a bit of a reason for doing this. Says the woman who's never referred to me as anything but you.
だからといって、いきなり名前ってことはないでしょ？
I mean, I see what she's trying to do. That's clever. I see why we're doing that. So you're saying as classmates, we should both use last names. Yumiko's expression clearly reads, "Oh crap."
なんであなたと同等の立場で呼び合わないといけないの？
Isn't that the starting point for building a cordial relationship?
だからといって。
I think she's losing here. I can see it by that face. Alright, in that case, I'll take our friendship to the next level by making up a pleasant nickname for you. You can do the same for... It might be a little early for that, so I propose starting with last names. Yumiko hesitates briefly, but before long, she opens her mouth and stiffly and in a tight voice.
よろしくね、風見くん。
There we go, that's a good start. After speaking those words with a cramped attempt at a smile, she stalks off. Yeah, best regards, Sakaki. Thus, after great hardship, I finally succeeded in establishing an absolute minimum level of communication with my 5th classmate. Seems this student life thing is pretty rough in its own way. Yeah, definitely. God. Well, at least we made some progress, and progress is always a good thing, right? Right? When I push open the heavy glass doors, I find the lobby in utter silence. No Makina or Amane. Exchanging my outdoor use shoes for the slippers I use in my room, I reach for the board hanging above the shoe racks and flip the magnetic name tag reading Kazumi Yuji from out to in. A glance at the other name tags reveal that Sakaki, Sachi, and Amane are all in, but there's no one in the lobby. They're probably shut up in their rooms doing homework. Hold on. There wasn't any homework assigned today, which would mean my hypothesis just now can't be accurate. Then what? When students shut themselves up in their rooms, homework and... I was not expecting that. I could see that for Amane though, for sure. I remember that one scene well. Homework and masturbation are the only things that can come to mind. Although I gave the matter a little thought, I don't plan on going and confirming my new conjecture. It's just a guess, and no matter what sort of vile filth they're getting off to, that's their prerogative. In this case, pretending not to notice would be the kinder thing. Having reached that conclusion, I reached out to the door of my room, but in doing so, I noticed that the bit of tape I stuck on my door as the seal had been ripped off. Someone's in the room. Backing away from the door, for a moment, I quietly pressed my ear against the wall, but I can't hear any noises from inside. It doesn't seem like a typhoon is laying waste to the room in my absence either. If it's someone stupid enough to miss the tape, no need to be careful. I forcefully swing open the door to my room. It's Amane. Oh, hello. Don't move.
びっくりした。急にドア開けないでよ。
What are you doing in here? Who called me a stripper? It's not my birthday. You've got the wrong room.
ごめん。予想外の反応。前にいた学校じゃ誕生日に友達が寮の部屋にストリッパーを呼ぶようなサプライズがあったわけ？
What the? It's just Amane. Why are you in my room?
なぜって言われてもな。この部屋で着替えるのはいつものことだし。
But why our room? Amane points to a large overnight bag lying on the floor, presumably carrying her spare
この
clothes.
部屋だけ冷蔵庫が大きいのよ。いっぱい買い物した時とか、この部屋の冷蔵庫を使わせてもらってるの。
Oh. Why are you naked?
そりゃ着替えてるところにいきなり踏み込まれたからでしょ。学校から帰ってすぐに買い物に行きたい時はここで着替えるのよ。
You've got your own room, right?
私の部屋2階だし面倒じゃない。
Oh my gosh. When I was a grade schooler, I had friends who'd throw their bags by the door after school so they could get back outside faster. I guess their brain works on the same level.
着替え続けてもいい？
Fine, I suppose.
そんなところに突っ立ってないで入ったら？
I'll come in when you invite me. I'll come in whether you invite me or not. It's my room. I walk into the room, hold a glass under the faucet at the sink, and fill it with tap water.
あのさ。
What? I swig down tepid water from the glass.
普通入るかな。
Normally, would you actually? Actually, what? Your sentence is missing both a verb and an object.
いやだからさ、女の子が着替えてるんだよ。普通遠慮しない？
I'm not a normal man, and you were the one who barged into my room.
それはそうなんだけれども。
If you don't want to be seen, how about being frank about it and telling me to get out?
失礼ね。見られて困るような体してないわよ。
We just stick a 20 in your. They don't have a 20, but it's fine.
だからストリッパーじゃないっての。
Sure. You say so. You seem pretty used to this.
そりゃこっちのセリフよ。そうやってビール片手にテレビで野球観戦する親父みたいにじっと見られても落ち着かないじゃない。
That's a very interesting metaphor. If you don't want to be seen, you should have said so from the start. I'll be outside calling when you're done changing.
いいわよ。すぐ着替え終わるから。
What a troublesome woman. What did you want from me?
そこでおとなしくじっとしてなさい。
Sure. Okay, alright. Yuti, come on, man.
感想とかいらないから。
Sure. Returning my empty glass at the sink, I turned my back on Amane for the moment. Breaking into my room as she pleases, throwing her tits as she pleases, and then getting pissed at me as she pleases. I don't have any real obligation to be considerate of someone like that, but, well, This kind of thoughtfulness is what keeps society moving smoothly.
ねえ、ユウジくん。
What?
君、なんだか妙に女慣れしてるよね。
Well, I did have one.
いたって、今はいないの？
She's dead.
そっか、ごめんね。無神経なこと聞いて。
It's been years. Not a problem.
じゃあさ、無神経ついでにもう一つ聞いてもいい？
What?
お姉さんの名前は？
Kazuki.
カズキ？
I know. Kind of a weird name for a girl. It's actually written with the characters for one and princess.
珍しい名前だね。
Why do you ask?
別に、ただの興味本位。
Oh yeah, I remember this now. Okay, no. I'm not gonna say this for those that don't know the story. I see. My sister is a topic I'd prefer to avoid as much as possible. Not because it's too painful to remember her death or anything sentimental like that. I just don't want to get in a heavy mood for no good reason. Maybe Amane picked up on my reaction, since she doesn't ask anything else about the subject. Although she's a troublesome, selfish woman, I can honestly appreciate that part of her.
お待たせ。着替え終わったよ。
I wasn't really waiting.
どう？似合う？
Now that I look, Amane's wearing a pointlessly skimpy outfit. Even if it was summer, this is a bit over the top. That's skimpy? I don't see how that's really skimpy, but it's, sure. What, does Yuji expect everyone to be, like, fully clothed? I think this is fine for summer. Too much exposure, your breasts are barely staying in that thing.
はあ、いいのいいの。せっかくいいの持ってんだから、半分くらいちらつかせておかないと損じゃん。
I've got the goods, she says. I've got the goods. A waste of resources.
この格好で商店街に買い物に行くと、なぜかみんなサービスしてくれるのよね。
Ah. Well, I can definitely am not gonna get off that logic. That's valid. I got nothing on that. This woman's trying to disrupt the economy of shopping via her.
あーって何よ。
Nothing at all. If you're done, hurry up and go. The dirty old men in the shopping district are clutching their 20s in dissipation.
そうだね。そんじゃあ行こうか。
As she speaks, Amane grabs my arm like a border patrol agent, seizing an illegal immigrant from Mexico. Wow! The local... I can definitely tell this is taken... That's a... That's a localized metaphor. What are you trying to pull? Get off!
ねえ、お買い物に付き合ってよ。
Why do I have to come?
今日は10キロのお米を買うから運ぶの手伝って。
Even if you don't rope me into this, with that huge body, 10 kilos shouldn't be an issue. Or so I thought, but courteously didn't put into words. We are dealing with a woman here, technically speaking. In the first place, she's only large for a woman. I'm 5 or 6 centimeters taller. I guess Amane's gotten pretty sick of me staring at her silently as she jerks me closer by the arm she's grasping.
おっぱい見せてあげたじゃん。買い物ぐらい付き合ってくれてもバッチ当たんなくない？
I don't remember asking to see breasts. This woman's logic is completely incoherent. Maybe it's just me, but isn't this roughly equivalent to the way the Gestapo would arbitrarily execute, Jews and then send their family a bill for disposing of the corpse? They really did that.
なに？なんか不満そう。見るだけじゃ足りないなら、もどく？軽くつまむ程度に。
Amane, what are you trying to do? You think a flash of your tits will make a man do will do your bidding? You've got another thing coming.
まあまあ、どうせ暇なんでしょ。うちの学校、今までは男子っていなかったから、力仕事は全部私に回ってきたのよ。かわいそうだと思わない？
You've got a physique like that, I think it's probably inevitable.
これからは電球が切れても、ユージ君がいれば安心だね。そんじゃ行こうか。
Sound effect. As she speak, Amane entwines herself around my arm, pushing her famous breasts onto me. Hey.
わっちはこう見えても休暇を実家に持つ母親の娘ぞ。本来であれば裸を見たあんたには責任取って結婚してもらうところよ。
Oh. I bet that I just spent a good second thinking about what anti-helicopter mines is. Frankly, completely ridiculous. But the world has been seeming like an extremely ridiculous place recently. No point in getting too down on myself. Fine, just need me to carry the rice, right?
そうそう、最初からそうやって素直に「うん」って言ってりゃ可愛いのにね。
I've heard it's better not to be loved by God or big women if you want a long life.
何それ？
From who? Just a joke. Let's get going already.
ちょっとやだ、待ってよ。
Let go of my arm. I don't need you clinging all over me. It's stifling. Or stifling. I don't know.
嬉しいくせに。ってあれ？ユージ君、なんかいい匂いする。香水とかつけてる？
Don't press your nose against me and snuffle. You're not a dog. Honestly, carrying some rice isn't really that big a deal. But if I'd agreed from the start to save myself the effort of resistance, it's easy to see why she'd take that as a license to push increasingly unreasonable requests on me. If you're smart, start rejecting people's requests at 80% of your real tolerance level. Yeah, because that way people don't make things worse for you. That's how I'm going to start the next episode. Alright, well anyway guys, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Fruit of Grisaia. Trying to think. Yeah, so Negopar has been releasing this week, and it will continue to release until they finish up this storyline. So hope you're enjoying that as well. And I will see you guys in the next live stream or video that I do. Until then, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys again later on.